Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Noob or Not, my ongoing video series where I play the heroes of Overwatch and ask you, my loyal viewers, to let me know what I can do to improve my gameplay. I'm with the usual suspects, BlackMagic, Pineapple, Panda, and probably a P. And there is T, who is covering my back. Or actually, I'm covering their back because I told them I wanted to get some Ana. More specifically, BlackMagic challenged me to go Ana, and I said, okay, I'm going to do my best. Because the last time I did Ana, it was a Halloween event, and everybody in the Halloween event pretty much stood in the same 3 spots. Well, 4 spots if you count myself, but it was easy to do. Here, it's going to be a little more difficult. So I set up on the left-hand side, and I'm thinking I'll cover Junkrat over there, and everybody, I'm thinking in terms of like my Reinhardt play, I'm sitting like right on those steps, letting them come in the door to get kind of into the pinch or halfway through the pinch. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to heal people right here, no problem. But they're being a little aggressive, which is okay, because we're a pretty good team together. And they know that I'm over here with my no UI, so I guess they're trusting me and I'm trusting them, so we're going to just kind of hold this side as much as possible. I like the high ground. I'm not sure if this is the best high ground. I came over here and forgot there's not a window to look down on there. That might have been a little too aggressive, so I tell my team I'm repositioning to get back here to have a little better angle on the door. Still out of sight. The other team probably hasn't seen me yet. They're probably not even aware that there's an Ana here. They're probably, well, they might have by now hit the tab and realized that there's one around, but they haven't spotted me. Here I am trying to dial in my shot. It's not the easiest in the world, but once you get it, it is. This scope is a little bit more different, a little more difficult because of its differences from Widowmaker, whom I'm also not a great shot with, no UI. But the scope on Widowmaker is has that symmetric shape, or that it's the same on the top, bottom, left, and right, so it's centered. Here, her scope kind of has that drop-down effect, so it's a little more difficult for me, but it is what it is. So I'm just healing my teammates, making sure that they're okay, good to go as people come through. Here they made a Winston change, so now they're kind of pressing in, and I think they're going to get us. Not necessarily here, but soon. As you can tell, spoiler alert, the video is 7 minutes long, so it obviously wasn't a full hold. But, oh man, the symmetric turrets just wrecked Mini Diva. I thought I hit her, but I think those symmetric turrets got her. Again, I don't know if the other team knows I'm even here. I'm just shooting. I see Hanzo. This is where it's going to be the first difficult matchup for me. Oh, I missed him. Got him that time, but I heard the little sound, but I didn't get him. I thought I heard him, but I didn't get him. You know that sound it makes whenever you get a kill, right? So, or an assist. So maybe I assisted on somebody else who had done something, but as I can see, my guys are up there. They're taking care of Hanzo, so I've dropped down. Now I'm on the low ground, and I know the teleporter's here, so now I've already told the team that I'm kind of keeping an eye on the teleporter. I hear somebody. There's a Genji. I'm going to try to stop him. I think I do the right thing. Aren't you supposed to throw the biotic thing on him and then shoot him so that he can't heal and you can take him down real fast? I think that's how that worked. Oh, but what I probably should have done, well, I'll save it for later. There's a big reveal later. Some of you who are Ana mains have already... I can't believe I missed him. That was a great shot. I just got there a little late. Some of you Ana mains have already realized what I'm not doing right. I know what I'm not doing right. I figured it out later on in the game, but for those of you who aren't watching, who are still like, I don't know what you're talking about. You look like you're doing all right to me. Well, there's a big whiff that I'm making a mistake here, and it's pretty big. So you'll see later on what that's all about. But as Ana, as I'm a support person typically, and Ana is a support person, so I'm thinking primarily about trying to heal my team. And it's a lot harder when they're moving around than when they're standing still, as you might imagine, you know. Oh, this Pharah. I'm trying to get her. I get away from her, and then I'm like, all right, well, I got that Genji, so I'm going to get Pharah the same way. And no, it didn't work because, you know, she's blasting me with concussive bombs and things. But that's okay because she didn't get the teleporter. I come out of the teleporter. I'm back on the point, and I'm going to help my team out again. We lost our Reinhardt, but now I'm going to go throw my Biotic in there. There's nobody over there. I thought somebody was, but there wasn't. I thought the whole team was coming through the front door. Zenyatta came up and around, drop-kicked me. He orbed me, I'm sure, then drop-kicked me. We decide to regroup and hold the second point. Now, the second point. This is one of the easiest places to hold if I can just keep myself moving around. So very much like on the first point, I'm going to be moving around, trying to get into positions where they don't normally look for you. I'm going to try to avoid being next to Mercy so that we don't have 2 healers next to each other. Our Orisa has a little bubble for our McCree who's hiding in that corner. We're going to try to keep our McCree on the high ground just in case we get a nice high noon going on here. That laser is probably wrecking that Reinhardt a little bit. I've come in and keeping them off the point, keeping them back, keeping them back, keeping them off the point. They're not coming in mass. They're coming in one at a time, so we're doing a pretty good job. I was about to drop down on that Sombra because she was on our point, obviously, but she teleported away, so that worked for me. Caught in a reload, but we still managed to finish off this Bastion, Orisa and I. Just spamming my darts into her, spamming my dots into her. And by the way, if you're zoomed in, it's an instant dart. If you're zoomed out, it has travel time. So when I'm real close, it's a little bit easier to hit them, I guess, just by seeing that, because the zoom in is a whole other look. I lose track of things within the zoom. There are some people, the 360 no scope, who can spin around and shoot without scoping, and I don't like that. You know, that's the old Battlefield mechanic. I've never been a big fan of the, if you don't shoot down the scope, you're shooting from the hip. I've always been that way. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, my very first sleep dart. Yes, that's right, my very first sleep dart. I should have been using it much sooner. But there it was. I saw that Reinhardt charged up, and I was like, oh, I need to stop him. How do I? Oh, yeah. So I get him with the sleep dart. Now, from now on, whenever you see me try to sleep dart, it'll be at the most inopportune time. Our Symmetra's put up a shield generator, which is awesome. They're still trying to come through the front door sometimes, and the high left sometimes. I noticed them back on the way back. And Bastion's peppering in here. This is normally where you might find a healer or a turret or a Bastion. A lot of people like to set up turrets right here in this corner because you have the angle down the path, you have the angle to the high ground. The angle to the high ground? The angle to the high ground. You have the angle to the mid ground, the long path that Mercy just flew along, you know. Not many people go that way. Sombra coming after our stuff, but I guess she didn't EMP the Symmetra turrets. I would have thought that those would have been EMP'd. I would have thought the shield would have been EMP'd. I guess I don't really know how Sombra works too well. Here, the whole team is coming down that thing, the enemy team. So I'm just firing into it as best as I can. And now my team's there, so now it doesn't matter. I'm just shooting into it. My team, best third team, will be fine. There it was, the sleep dart. I got D.Va, who flew in front of it. I was trying to stop that Bastion. Oh, boy. Now the whole team is scattered all over the point. They're pushing in, but we've only got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to go. I think we're going to do all right. Again, getting my bearings. Every time, zooming in and zooming out, and that's why it happens like this. I give a shout out to my Junkrat, and we try to get this Sombra, but I think she gets away. Whenever I get a new gun for the no UI, you have to kind of center yourself. So when I'm centered no scope versus when I'm centered scope, it's a little different. The look is different. It's if you had a UI on, you'd be able to. I'm trying to get this mini D.Va. There she goes. If you have the UI on, you have the dot the whole time. So if you're looking at the dot, everything else that's going on around the screen is probably irrelevant to you. You've tunnel visioned into the dot. Oh, I can't get him. But whenever you're zooming in and zooming out, as you can see, it's a different look. So your scale of view becomes different, and it kind of throws me off for a couple shots. But then I recenter in and I get it. And sometimes I don't need to recenter in. Sometimes I just happen to get it right on point. You know, it'd be very much like shooting in actual combat if you weren't taking the time to stare down your sights, which many people don't in actual combat. You know, the bullets start flying, my man. There it is again. That probably should have been a sleep dart, but I gave her the splash to keep her from being healed, and I thought for sure we'd be able to finish her off, and we did. So that worked out for us. Sombra looks like she teleports back into my spawn. I don't know how she did that, but that is what it is. We're creeping down. This is almost over. Here comes the D.Va bomb. I try to get a couple shots on D.Va. Maybe I'll get a headshot. I failed. Anna's back in the back. We're going to throw this biotic on her so that she can't take any heals. Sombra gets me from behind. Hanzo was up on top. It was a little double team. I was probably going to get it anyways. Look at my little McCree just standing up on the wall because Sombra got her. He was really on tilt. Thanks for the res, Mercy. The EMP comes in. There's only one person there, so it was really ineffective. Now they've got D.Va, Sombra, and it looks like one other there, Farah, and Anna, so they're all here. But our team's on the high ground, so they pull them off the point, keep shooting at them. Our Winston dives them. We've got 5 plus me. The only one who's hurting is Orisa, but Mercy's out there taking care of her. We're going to clean up. It's not a problem. We put the Winston shield on the door. We put the Orisa shield on the archway or on the bridge that comes out. Hanzo, you're not getting me this time, Hanzo. Oh, Sombra. Again with the Sombra. She was diving me pretty good that second half, and I didn't really do great shout-outs. And the reason I didn't was because as the off healer in this case, well, I didn't know our Sombra could hack our bongo thing. That's pretty cool. As the off healer in this case, you know, I'm just supporting Mercy. And really, if I could have been Lucio or I could have been Zenyatta, either build would have probably worked for us because the team did great. And I want to thank you guys for doing it again. Pineapple, thanks for playing with us. I sure do appreciate it. Let's see what he's got here. He's on the high ground building. No, his ult is ready. There's that Reinhardt getting charged up. Here comes the tire. Will he get 2? Will he get 3? He gets 3. Great triple. And then he fires down the hallway. Whoops, don't kill yourself. Great play, Pineapple. Thanks for it. My friends, thank you very much for playing with me. And my friends at home, thank you very much for watching along. I sure do hope you found it entertaining. I'm sorry I was such a noob on Anna. Leave a comment below letting me know what I need to do more often. Don't say sleep dart. I am working on it. Is my positioning good? Is my positioning bad? Do I need to take better shots at certain people? Let me know. If you'd like to see more content like this, then by all means, please do consider subscribing. Until next time, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.